able to open it still, even if they're in there with a.
All right, so we're recording in tonight, and I have a blanket. Not too many props today, actually. I only have a blanket and a bolster. So I think we'll use both of those today. I don't think you'll need anything else. So let's sit on our blanket so we're a little elevated to begin. And we'll just take a few moments to check in, see how you're feeling today. Just a reminder that yin can sometimes be a little mentally challenging. So just reminding yourself of the intention that we will say together in a few moments, or if you have your own intention that you like to set for your practice, or maybe just checking in with the breath during times of challenge. We try to sit with the challenge, breathe with it, acknowledge it, without putting any judgment on that challenge, because each day is different. So let's bring our hands to our heart for this first part of the practice today. Just acknowledging our heart space, our energy. And let's chant the sound of Om together when you're ready. Deep breath in. So I invite you to repeat the yin intention after me. May I be free from fear and harm. May I be content as I am. May I be at peace with whatever comes. And taking a moment to bow your head to your own heart, maybe in a prayer of gratitude or setting an intention for yourself today. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed as we just release our hands. And just take this time now to check in with your breath. So nice and slow inhales and exhales through the nose. And just observe how you're feeling with the breath today. I'm going to take the breath and follow a little pattern called the square breath. And we've done it pretty recently. So you can just imagine yourself breathing in a square. So inhaling to the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 4, inhaling to the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 4. So that's one round that makes a square. And then after that, you just pause for just a moment and then begin it again. So just follow that pattern. We'll do that for just a couple of minutes and see if you can just take a breath nice and easy without changing it too much. So we don't have to deepen. You don't have to think about it. Just find a natural breath and just count it. Okay, let's go ahead and finish this last round. Beautiful. All right. Stay seated on your little blanket today. Let's start with our soles of the feet together. We've been doing this on our backs, but today we're going to do it as a forward fold. So if you need some blocks or blankets underneath your knees. Also, if you would like, you're welcome to take any bolster and blankets or whatever you want to let your belly rest on. It doesn't have to be a yoga bolster, of course. It can be anything you'd like. Sometimes that's a nice way to relax into this pose if your head doesn't come to the mat. So the feet are together. Soften the shoulders, soften the face. And on the exhale, let's just begin to fold forward. Let the arms relax. Start to let the head relax. And maybe you bring your head all the way to the floor or to a support. Neither one of those work for you. You can always use your hands on top of your support as a little pillow. And so I want the stretch in the inner groin, maybe a little bit in the outer hips, and also probably a little bit in the low back. So find a little discomfort, take a couple of breaths. And once you've found your pose, just begin to relax into it. So no thoughts or judgments, just relax and breathe. You can continue the square breath if you want, or maybe you're just letting your breath be soft and relaxed without changing it. Taking a nice deep breath in. Let's slow your eyes up. It may have been a difficult long first pose for you today. So let's stretch out those legs. Let's take a moment, maybe rotate the ankles, release a little bit in the hips. We have quite a bit of forward movement today planned. So let's add a twist before we do any more forward movements. So let's take this right foot and we'll just draw it in. I'm staying up on the blanket too. So relax the foot, relax the shoulders, right? Let's take this right hand behind us, just press it into the earth somewhere behind you. And then bring your gaze back forward. Take a nice deep breath in. And let's twist at the waist. So we're twisting to the right. We're letting our chin kind of come down right over the breast. So we're not twisting in the neck too much. You want this twist right in the lower ribs. Maybe even if you're really tight, you'll feel it in the upper ribs and shoulder. So let's take some really nice, small, relaxed breaths and see if you can twist just a little bit more. And as you settle in, making that pose just perfect for you today. This is a pretty dynamic pose. It's a little bit more of building energy than some of the usual yin poses. So if you feel like maybe adding a little ujjayi breath here, and that would just be bringing the tongue to the roof of the mouth or right behind the front teeth. Our lips are closed and we're breathing in and out through the nose. And it sounds like the ocean breath. And it actually does help relax the central nervous system. Nice and slow. Let's begin to unwind that. Good. So let's do two poses before we go to the other side. So let's just go ahead and let that right knee drop to the mat. So we're in Janu Sirsasana. And we're going to just do another forward fold here before we go to the other side. So again, if you want to use a blanket or if you wanted to use a bolster, if you know you're not going to bring your head all the way down to your knee, then you can add some support here if you'd like. If you don't want to bring any support, you can, this time maybe you can just tuck your chin in towards the chest. So let's take a couple of deep breaths and slowly fold forward. As we begin to compress the diaphragm, try not to compress the breath. Let the arms be relaxed so you're not reaching for anything, okay? Just soft and relaxed. Beautiful. So as you get comfortable with this pose, hopefully you're feeling the back of the leg and a little bit of low back here. If you're feeling too much low back, you can bend the knee a little bit. Place a blanket underneath the knee or a little prop. All right, let's settle in and relax. Taking your time, slowly releasing. All right. I'm going to stretch those legs out for just a moment. And as we move into the twist, bring that left foot in. So we're going to take this left hand behind us, place it into the mat somewhere where it's comfortable. Take a deep breath and slowly begin to turn into your twist. Noticing that lower ribs, upper rib cage, shoulder. You may choose to, on this side, if your neck is feeling much better, to look over that left shoulder a bit. If not, you can just tuck the chin down towards the breast. And if it feels appropriate for you, let's do a little Ujjayi breath. Slowly unwind. Okay, let's bring this knee to the mat, foot tucks in. And again, use any props that you need to as we fold forward on this side. I'm going to take just a moment to roll the shoulders back. I feel like I'm bringing them towards my ears too much today. So Take a moment just to relax and then pull away from the ears. All right, nice long exhale. I'm tucking the chin in towards my chest on this side. Finding that full breath even with this compressed diaphragm. This may be a difficult pose. In Chinese medicine, this is your grief line. So the line of energy that runs from the base of the big toe all the way through the bottom of the foot, through the back of the leg, up through that difficult muscle that we're going to feel in pigeon a little bit. And then it attaches, comes over from the hip and up the spine. And then it continues all the way past the cervical spine. And that line of energy intersects to your third eye. So it comes around the front of your head to the third eye. So in Chinese medicine, it's your grief line. So anytime we do these intense forward folds, make sure that you are gentle with yourself. Maybe we'll repeat part of our intention. May I be at peace with whatever comes. May I be at peace with whatever comes. So bringing your attention to the body, slowly rolling up. Great. Let's come onto hands and knees. We'll just do a few moments of cat-cow just to realign our spine and move into a different position. So it doesn't have to be cat-cow, if there's another movement of the spine that you feel feels pretty good today, you can do that. Even going to say if that last pose was challenging for you, maybe we'll do a couple exhales through the mouth. Just let that go. And close the mouth and just find a nice soft flow for the next few moments. All right, let's make sure we have time for pigeon, okay? So let's start with the right side. I'm going to bring my right knee all the way up to the edge of my mat. Take my foot out as much as it's going to go today. And as I sink down, I want to sink down into that right seat. Maybe you can put a blanket underneath it if it feels like you need a little bit of cushion. I'm going to try to even your hips out so you're not leaning too much to one side if you can. And let's go ahead and come down. Now here again, you can put a block, bolster, or a blanket underneath your head if it's not comfortable for you to come all the way down and use your hands as a pillow or the mat as a pillow. Because sometimes it's just not comfortable for everybody. So bring the earth to you. Take a few moments here and really sit back with it. So I want you to pull the energy back into the hips, into the butt, into that left hip, into the right hip. And draw the belly in for a moment. Feel the core strength and energy. And then some of you may want to walk the arms out long as the head comes down. Good. So you know this is a beautiful long pose for us in yin. So if you find any discomfort in your knees, I want you to readjust the pose or come out of it completely. Breathe, relax, soften. All right, slowly getting ready to release. We can just come back onto hands and knees for a few moments before we go to the other side. So when you come back onto hands and knees, maybe make some different movements. So little side stretches. All right, are you ready? Let's go to the other side. Left knee comes up. Don't be alarmed if each side is different. It should be. We treat each side of our bodies a little differently in life. So it seems to happen that way in yoga, right? So we want to try to even things out, but add any props that you need to for this side, perhaps. All right, taking it down, pulling your energy back, feeling it really in that left glute, right front hip, maybe a little bit in your quadriceps, perhaps. Very nice. Let's relax and breathe. And that side seemed infinitely more challenging for me today. And slowly release. As we release this time, we'll just take both legs forward. This is the first time we're coming onto our backs today. So quite unusual. So I'm going to make a little pillow for my head today. And if you don't have a bolster, perfectly fine. You can use a couple of blankets. You can use a block, although it's not as comfortable. And you could certainly use a bunch of pillows if you would rather. But we need to do a little bit of a back bend because we haven't done much today. So we're going to sit on that bolster, okay? And I want you to go ahead and make sure your entire low back is on that bolster comfortably. Make sure I have some room here. All right. So if you don't want to stretch your legs out straight like this, because this is more of the advanced version, you can just bring your feet to the mat. So it's kind of like a supported bridge. It is a supported bridge. So we can start off like that. If your back is completely supported. Now, let's play with the arms a little bit. So maybe cactus arms feel appropriate to you, or you can stretch the arms out to the sides. Or if you really want to, you can take them over the head. So whatever feels good to you. Now, version 2 of this pose, if you really wanted a deeper back bend, would either just take one leg or both legs straight out. As long as your lower back can support that, I'm going to recommend it. And as you're getting settled here, our whole front body is open in this pose. So it's a very vulnerable pose, a very pose where our heart's exposed. We're breathing into this space and we're opening the heart center, we're opening the belly, which is the center of our energy here in our navel. So this whole area is completely open. So if you feel a little bit too vulnerable today, you can place maybe a blanket on that area and it would help kind of ground you. Or if you're comfortable with it, let's just take some really deep breaths and pull that breath all the way up into the chest. So each inhale really expands the chest, softens the shoulders, expands the belly. And the inhale just kind of softens you into your pose a little bit deeper. You can play with that to feel grounded and strong in this pose as well as being vulnerable, because it is a place to be comfortable if you can. We want you to feel supported. And so let's slowly move into our final relaxation. Go ahead and keep your eyes closed and maybe move your prop down underneath your knees for support. And then we just open our arms wide. Or if you would like today, maybe hands, one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly to help you feel grounded today. And if you're a little chilly, please add a blanket to your body. It's still winter here, so we want to make sure that our bodies stay warm for these final moments of our practice today. Good. So maybe just exhaling through the mouth just a couple of times to let go of anything that's still hanging around that you need to release today. And then let your lips come together, your eyes soften and relax. Give yourself this gift of silence and calm and stillness. Let's take one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. It's grounding ourselves and finding a last minute of stillness. The poem today is called One Love. Come into the light, hold others' hearts, keep a tranquil mind full of hope and serenity. Believe anything is possible. Imagine yourself where you want to be, for it will become a reality. Limitless imagination will change the world. Set your intention and accomplish. Believe it and you will live it. Come together and unite as one love. The universe is infinite unity. Universal is love. Be love. Feel love within your entire being. Let it radiate out into the world. Touch everyone you meet with your light and your love. As always, you're welcome just to stay in your beautiful cocoon. But if you'd like to move, let's draw the knees in towards the chest and gently roll onto one side. And please come up to join me as we end our practice and we bring our hands to our heart. And let's chant one final Om together. Deep breath in. Namaste.